The first female sensei to be introduced in the series of Cobra Kai, Kim Da-Eun, made an impactful debut in Season 5 and also helped shed light on the origins of the Way of the Fist. The way she taught Silver students has shown us that Master Kim Sung-young would go to any extreme to have the students demonstrate their proficiency. Despite being allied with Terry, she is not easily impressed by money. What is her true motivation? What drives her to assist Cobra Kai? This is why Kim Da-Eun is important. Let's talk about the legacy of her family, her relationship with John Kreese and Terry Silver, her status as a fighter, and more. It should go without saying that there are spoilers, so if you haven't seen Season 5 yet, go watch that first and then come back. Let's recap on what we know about Kim Da-Eun so far. Feel free to skip ahead to avoid the recap, but be warned, you may miss some important details later on in the video. Not much is known about Kim's early life outside of the fact that she is the granddaughter of Kim Sun-young, a master of Tang Soo Do in which Cobra Kai was founded in. Master Kim taught Captain Turner, who trained John Kreese and Terry Silver, and the two would also train with Master Kim directly in 1980, where Kreese would take blame for Da-Eun knocking over a vase so she could hide and watch the sparring match. 39 years later, Terry Silver flies Kim Da-Eun and the best senseis in our dojang to help with his goals to expand Cobra Kai and to seek entry into the Sekai Takai. Da-Eun has Tori test the best fighters of the newly acquired Topanga Karate, which leads to a successful recruitment of Devin Lee and other students. To train for the Sekai Takai auditions, Kim proposes to Terry that they split the boys and girls into pairs to see who the best leaders are in the dojo. None of the girls are able to land a successful point on her, though this exercise allows Devin and Tori to finally work together and shows Devin's promise as a future top student. When Miyagi-Fang announces their intention to also compete for the Sekai Takai, Kim Da-Eun expresses her disappointment with Silver and agrees to keep training the students, but tells him to be more prepared next time. Kim coaches Tori to finish the fight quickly, but when her fight is up next, she is nowhere to be seen. Devin is then chosen to fight Samantha LaRusso, who scores a point due to the ref being bribed by Terry, but soon loses the fight thereafter. Da-Eun tells Devin that she has to prepare her as a future leader of the dojo, and the next day puts the class through intensive training because of Tori abandoning the exhibition. When Robbie attempts to expose Terry Silver, Kim Da-Eun notices Tori staring at him as he leaves, concluding that she left the dojo because of him. After class, Tori is forced to stay and break a stone dummy as punishment for abandoning her dojo. Kim Da-Eun accuses Tori of being weak in choosing Robbie, which causes Tori to break the stone in anger and also her hand. Later that night, Da-Eun suggests that Devin can be a leader since Tori can't be trusted and voices her concern for Silver's rivalry with Miyagi-Fang. This is interrupted as Chosen, Mike Barnes, and Johnny Lawrence show up to confront Silver directly. Kim Da-Eun notices that Tori, Robbie, and others are attempting to hack into Silver's camera system at the dojo and is sent to investigate. Amidst the chaos, Kim Da-Eun confronts and traps Tori, who is saved by Sam. The fighting comes to a halt as Silver is exposed for admitting to Tori that he bribed the referee, who shows up soon after and challenges Daniel LaRusso to another fight. However, Daniel defeats Silver while Kim Da-Eun looks on in disappointment as the students discard the Cobra Kai gear as they all leave. Kim is not seen as Silver is arrested and is taken to jail. Let's first talk about the legacy of the Kim family. As I mentioned before, Master Kim Sun-young's style of Tang Soo Do is the foundation of those who practice Cobra Kai style. He taught American soldiers, notably during the Korean War, as Captain Turner learned it from him directly, who would teach this to John Kreese and Terry Silver. As Chosen explains, Master Kim taught a controversial style that was based on deception. No honor, no mercy. This would explain why Captain Turner would pass down these same ideals directly to his soldiers, as that was the way he was taught. Notably, Sato, Miyagi's childhood friend and former rival, even had a rivalry with Master Kim, though the reason for this wasn't disclosed, though if I had to guess, it may have had something to do with honor. Notably, at the start of the 80s, Terry Silver and John Kreese would go on to sharpen their skills by training under Master Kim directly. It should be also noted that Hayden Schlossberg mentioned that he would be on the same level as Mr. Miyagi, as they would be evenly matched. The reason that all of this is important is that this is the primary motivation that drives Kim Da-Eun to join forces with Terry Silver, to share her grandfather's teachings with the world, despite how controversial they may be. Unlike many other people who have been paid off and swayed by Silver's resources, Da-Eun is bound to a reason slightly of honor in regards to her family's name. Although many American soldiers were taught Master Kim's version of Tang Soo Do, I would imagine that the Kim family was selective who they would associate with and train further. This may be why he decided to train Kreese and Silver further in the ways of the style, given the motivations of the two to show the world why their way was the best way. It's very interesting that Master Kim, being the root of Cobra Kai, mirrors how Mr. Miyagi was a root of Miyagi-Do and all the students thereafter. My hope for Season 6 is that we dive deeper into the rivalry of Sato and Master Kim, as it's interesting to note that we both got flashbacks this season of both senseis and notable students that they would go on to train, Chosen Taguchi and Kim Da-Eun. That brings us to my next point, which ties closely to the previous one, Kim Da-Eun as a teacher. Although Kreese and Silver were up until this point most notable for the principles such as no mercy, pain does not exist, and defeat does not exist, Da-Eun dials these principles up to 11. Her first order of business is to see how worthy Tori is of carrying the Cobra Kai legacy, testing what was in her heart to be as aggressive as she needed to be to inflict as much pain as possible. When this fails, she has no problem punishing Tori, going easy on Devon, instructing her to hit Devon harder, going so far as to strike her leg with the stick. While we have seen students get punished in the past before, specifically with previous Cobra Kai senseis, this is probably the most sadistic and abusive tactic we've seen. Although Silver had notably not held back with Robbie in the prior season when sparring, Kim took it one step further and would not show any mercy on either Devon or Tori, inflicting serious amount of pain on both of them at the same time. There is history of all Cobra Kai senseis, including Johnny, though perhaps the least aggressive and offensive out of all of them, attacking their students to extreme measures, but again, I feel that Da-Eun's display is the most vicious. This is also a tactic she's using to put fear into her students, to the point where they are afraid to learn from her. Like her fellow Cobras, she is cold and direct in coaching Tori to beat Samantha LaRusso, instructing her to make it quick. Kim Da-Eun also does not take treachery lightly, as when she notices Tori looking at Robbie, she goes to an extreme measure by forcing her to break her hand on the stone dummy. When accusing Tori of why she abandoned the dojo, she makes toxic remarks like, "You care about that boy more than your own dojo," in an attempt to make her feel guilty for abandoning the exhibition fight. Interestingly enough, perhaps due to her father also training US soldiers, Da-Eun uses a militaristic saying such as "dominance requires sacrifice," and "you would have won if you sacrificed your pawn." Like her Miyagi-Do counterpart Chosen, Kim Da-Eun is also very perceptive. Despite Terry being unsure about Devon Lee being a leader because she's so green, Kim sees the potential in her due to Tori being so unreliable. Da-Eun brings this up to Silver because the younger someone is, the higher the possibility it is to influence them into the ways of Cobra Kai's teachings. She also shares the same ability of manipulation that Terry has, trying to convince Devon that she is the future of Cobra Kai, the same exact line Silver fed Tori. How dangerous is Kim Da-Eun as a fighter? If the teachings of Master Kim Sung-young are any indication, especially how brutal Da-Eun is as a teacher, I would say that she ranks up there pretty heavily with the rest of the senseis of the series. Although we don't have someone of similar status that can take her on at the moment, we do hear a slight indication of how strong she is. She and her students would climb Chitty-san with one pack of water, but she would carry two. Given how controversial and fearsome Master Kim was, it wouldn't surprise me if he expected more than the rest when it came to his family learning Tang Soo Do. Like Chosen, Kim also is proficient in taking on multiple opponents at once, the same thing she taught her own senseis. She has the ability to deceive her opponents even when outnumbered, either feigning focus on one and then suddenly attacking the other, taking on both in a counter-attacking and non-counter-attacking manner, and even using her own hair as a weapon. One of my favorite moments is during the first fight she has with both Devon and Tori. She's able to toss both of them at once to counter both attacks they throw at her. When Sam attempts to help Tori fight Da-Eun later on, we also see more of this, showing that Kim is highly versatile and an adept fighter in Tang Soo Do. If she is willing to do more than what she expects of her students, I wouldn't be surprised if Da-Eun would have no problem breaking the stone statue herself. Like the other brutal Cobra Kai senseis of the past, Kim Da-Eun will go out in a fight and use any means necessary, going so far as to step on Tori's broken hand to cause further injury and to decrease the further use of it. Given the fact that she most likely personally trained all of the Way of the Fist senseis, that would speak volumes of how great her fighting ability is. While not directly correlated to her fighting ability, there are a few things I'd like to point out about her personality. When first fighting Tori and Devon in the training exercise, Da-Eun never bows nor takes her eyes off the opponent. She does a slight nod later on, but this would indicate that Chosen is right about Master Kim teaching no honor and no mercy. She doesn't even bow to the Sekai Takai representatives when they bow upon leaving, further indicating this. She has no problem telling Silver and how she feels about the petty rivalry he has, telling him he needs to be more prepared, and even sneers at Daniel, looks at Silver in disgust as Sam scores the first point, and also while he's losing the second fight he has with Daniel. Here are my final thoughts about Kim Da-Eun and what we can expect from her in the future. I'm going to touch on a few points about what I think would happen, as I did in my Cobra Kai Season 6 predictions video. Da-Eun still has a motivation to enter the Sekai Takai, to spread her grandfather's teachings to the world, which is why she agreed to help Silver. It is possible that she could still enter under the Cobra Kai moniker with what little students remain alongside her own, or use her own students and enter under her dojang's name. I feel there is a possibility where she would be willing to help Kreese with his legal problems and use his assistance so he can also establish his own legacy, as I assume Silver framing Kreese will be knowledge to the public very soon within the Miyagiverse. As we saw in the flashback, Kim had a friendly enough relationship with Kreese, even asking about him when she got off the plane. I also feel that this would be the perfect time to bring Julie Pierce in as an ally to Miyagi Fang, and perhaps another female sensei, if she is one, to fight Kim directly. I'm not entirely sure if they would have Daniel, Johnny, Chosen, or even Mike Barnes fight Da-Eun one-on-one, as Cobra Kai has always been ambiguous when it comes to male versus female fighting. But at this point, anything is possible. I would also love to see a deeper dive into the history of the rivalry between Sato and Kim Sun-young, and how that affects Chosen and Kim. Either way, only time will tell what will happen to Kim Da-Eun in Season 6. Before I go, I want to give a quick shout out and thanks to my partners and affiliates. I now have official merchandise. Go to strifethewarrior.art or click on any of the merchandise below the comment section. If you're trying to prevent Miyagi Fame from breaking into your server and exposing your diabolical scheme, then you'll need some strong security to protect your information. Go to nordvpn.com/strifethewarrior or use coupon code strifethewarrior to get a NordVPN 2-year plan with a huge discount. You can use NordVPN to unlock Netflix and your favorite entertainment websites that are not available here in the US. You can connect up to 6 devices at the same time with one account. There is no data logging whatsoever, and it works even in China. NordVPN works with Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, and Android, has a Chrome extension which is very user-friendly, and unlimited bandwidth. If you're not happy with it for any reason, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. With 7 All-Valley Championships under its belt, it's no wonder why NordVPN is a winner. If you use this code, you also help directly support my channel. So go to nordvpn.com/strifethewarrior or use coupon code strifethewarrior at checkout. Last but not least, I'm sure I have a good majority of gamers here in the audience, but did you know you can grab some excellent games while supporting charities at the same time? If you haven't already, you should check out HumbleBundle. They've raised over $200 million in charity since 2010 and feature a different charity site-wide every month. If you see a bundle you like, you can pay for what you want and in return get computer programs, games, ebooks, etc., and the proceeds support charity. Go to HumbleBundle.com and use my referral link in the description at checkout. These referral links help support the channel, so thank you NordVPN and thank you HumbleBundle. Let me know what you think down below. How dangerous is Kim Da-Eun? If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it, subscribe, share it with your friends, and comment, as these all help my channel grow. Also, if you like the dynamic of Cobra Kai, I highly recommend watching Tiger and Bunny. It's an anime about 2 superheroes overcoming their differences with a very similar dynamic that we see between Daniel and Johnny. Season 1, half of Season 2, and 2 movies are available on Netflix right now, with new episodes of Season 2 dropping next month on October 7th. I have a couple of videos out right now on who I believe to be the show's Johnny and Robbie, so check them out. Be sure to check out and subscribe to my second gaming channel. I'm trying to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers, and supporting this channel also helps me support my main channel. I'll be uploading more clips to this gaming channel, so stay tuned for that. Keep up with me on my socials via Instagram and Twitter. Shout out to my YouTube members, I appreciate the support. If you'd like to directly support the channel, consider becoming a member and enjoy perks such as VIP channels access in Discord, preview videos before release, 15% off of merch, members only live streams and chats, and more, all for only 99 cents. Thanks for watching, stay beautiful, stay awesome, and we'll catch you around next time.